all dignitaries present here. I, Dr. Pratna Joshi, Associate Professor in IQAC and PhD Cell, Sage University, Indore. Uh, Today's once again we have gathered for 10 days FDV program on a step-by-step guide to write a good research paper that is being organized from 9th of June to 18th of June 2013. Today is day 7, where we learn about compiling references, 10 days FDP in association with Faculty of Commerce, Parul University, Gujarat, Bhagwan Parshuram Institute of Technology, BPIET, Delhi, sponsored by Eklavya University, Damo, JHERF, World Virtual Conference Forum, World Federation of Science EDU Academia. So today we have a prominent, or we can say distinguished subject expert who has advanced knowledge in the field of compiling references and bibliography. Dr. Deepak Agarwal, sir. It's my honor to present the profile of Sir. Sir is a doctorate in management, along with masters in management and commerce. He initiated his career as a finance manager in public limited company, looking towards public issues management and project financing. Later, he joined as a part of academic fertility, having 22 years teaching experience. He served various institutes in administrative positions. On his account of 45 research papers, 29 research papers were published in national, international journals, including 4 in Scopus journals, followed by 16 papers presented and published in international and national conferences. Having one book published on his account too. Other credentials are developed curriculum for finance in DAVV MBA program as a committee member, resource person for skill development at MSc, MSME, MDP, FDPs. Resource person for academic learning towards developing quality research paper in association with RFI. Mentor for the Mahatma Gandhi Rural Education and Development Program. Sir's key achievements are Certificate of Excellence from Shri Agrasen Club awarded by Mayor of Indore in 2014. Facilitated for PhD at PIMR International Conference. Sir, it's my honor to welcome you to 7th day of program. Stage is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you once again. And welcome to all the participants. This is the 7th day of the program. And I hope in this past 6 days, there was lots of learning. And then I always love to participate in such type of activities. It always provides the new learnings to us. So we can always be benefited from it. Now in today's session, please allow me to open my presentation. Can you see my screen, PPT screen?
Yeah, sir.
Is it viewable, sir?
Your PPT is not seen, sir.
So your screen is visible, but PPT is yet not started.
Just a minute. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. There is some technical issues, and always I used to apologize for it, because in case if I move to the another PPT, so on your screen the next PPT is not viewable. So in that case, again I need to move back to this page, and again then we proceed further. So please bear in that case. It is okay. So once again, welcome all, and thank you RFI for inviting me as a resource person. Today's topic, that is compiling references and bibliography. Now, if we talk upon it, So it is nothing new to us that what is bibliography, what is referencing, what about citations. But still, let us some brush up our knowledge so that we can have some new understandings toward it. Towards it. I hope the second page is viewable. That is the content of this today's session. Is it viewable?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Again, I need to move in the same manner once again. So these are the today's topic to be included. That is what about the referencing, plagiarism, purpose, elements, differentiation between the citations and referencing, some sort of relationship between the citations and the footnotes, followed by some styles of referencing and bibliography. Now, if we ask a question to all of you that why the need arises of referencing, why we need referencing. So allow me to answer for that question. So ultimately, referencing is been required. So just we can take an example in our when we used to be a student, and you have just wrote an essay in your final exam, and your friend just sitting nearby you, he copied whole of the material and he scored more marks than you. So how you will feel in that case? So ultimately, the referencing is been required to provide the credit to the resources from whom and where we are taking up the data. So referencing is nothing, it is simply allowing us to acknowledge the contribution of the other scholars and the writers who have applied his or her own resources, efforts, knowledge, learning to get the work done. It's quite easy to copy those material and to get the credit of those work by you. And to avoid things such type of cases, we need to have the referencing. So there are 5 points which can be considered when we used to look to answer for the referencing. Number 1, and that is to avoid plagiarism. I will talk in the next slide. It is also required to simply provide the credit to the author who has developed that content. It is helpful to show the original source from where that information has been taken upon, to demonstrate your knowledge and learnings, and to lend creditability to your own work. I would like to share my own example, which I shared in earlier also, in earlier workshop. To my earlier organization, we were having a conference, and I have received one paper. I'm not exactly remembering the author, and the paper was related to the mutual fund, and that paper was published by me in the year 2007, and exactly word to word that paper was being submitted in that conference. Coincidentally, I was the program chair and I have gone through that paper. So you can understand that how the work I would like feeling upon, that my whole of the work has been straightforward copied and sent for the publication. Anyhow, that paper was been rejected and it was been asked for the revision and that was not been submitted. But anyhow, these things may happen sometime in your life too, that you have developed some paper and somebody else has been copying your material. So to overcome such type of situation, there is a need of referencing. And to again protect or to provide the credit to your work, there is a concept related to the plagiarism. So nowadays it is very rigid about plagiarizing your work in case you need to submit the certificate. So what plagiarism is all about? It is simply an act of presenting another person's work or an idea as of your own. That example I have quoted, just like you appeared in your exam and see your friend scores the more marks than you. So according to a dictionary meaning, plagiarize means to steal and pass off the work as it is of your own works. So simply pretending that I am copying the material and providing like it is my own work, it comes under the category of plagiarism. Second, to use another's work without crediting the source. Yes, there is permission available to certain extent. You can copy the work as per the limit prescribed, but it is at the same time necessary that the proper or adequate source must be credited, or the source must be defined from where you have taken this
Sir,
content.
it is not seen, sir. Your PPT, can it be slideshow, sir?
Just I told you, na, my slides. So if I
Okay,
move it,
okay.
slides, na, okay.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
can you see it, sir?
Yes, all right, sir. Okay.
You pin up it so that you will get my slides. So what I am talking that in case to use another's production without crediting the source again becomes the part of the plagiarism. Again, it is very, very popular when we talk about the copyright, movie industry, songs. They normally used to copy the content. Many of the Hindi popular songs which created the records, they are being copied from some English versions. But again, if it is been finded out, there can be a case, there can be all these legal proceedings. Otherwise, it's okay. The things keeps on moving. So when we talk about the definition plagiarize, it means copying another's word without providing the credit to that person. It is also considered as literary theft, means copying the content, the words, the ideas in your own words. And the plagiarism definition includes to present as a new and original an idea or product derived from an existing source. So I'm not talking much upon plagiarism because my focus is towards referencing, and but it is equally necessary to understand that referencing is a part to overcome the problems related to plagiarism. Few points just how to avoid them. So you can, if you use the fact, phrases, charts, diagrams, tables, methods, etc., even the quotation for someone else's work, always acknowledge the original source accurately. So you are going to see in some of my slides, I have provided the credits to the sources. Otherwise, in that section of referencing, I have given the links to those sites. So that is very, very important. This can be the one of the step to avoid the plagiarism. In case, just like you have taken some data, table or a map, so please provide the source of information from where you have accessed it and the date of accession. Second point, even if you put someone else's ideas in your own words, you must credit the source of those ideas. So please give the credit. It may be a person, it may be some link, it may be some web resource, or maybe offline resources. Carefully document and record every single source you read and use. Do not cut corners, means do not copy and simply paste in your own work. Manage your sources by the means of reference management tool. There will be a problem that I don't know how to provide a credit. So for that, MS Word provides the facility for referencing, and along with that, there are the various links available, and through which you can provide the credit in the systemized manner. Even when you copy and paste from the internet, you must also copy the web address of the document and the note of date of access, date of insertion, or even the date of access. Any can be used as per the availability. We are going to discuss in later slides. When you copy and paste from electronic books, journal articles, dissertations even, you must record the full source with its URL. And even if you have gone through the physical format, then that referencing must be defined. Even when you copy and paste from the passage from Google or any other search engine, so you should define the complete link from where you are carrying those contents. So these are the some of the very few steps to avoid the plagiarism. Moving forward to referencing, I just told that referencing is nothing, it is a step forward to overcome the problems related to plagiarism. When we talk about the referencing, so there are the four basic elements or the purpose to be considered. Number one, that is the consistency to your work. Referencing basically provides an idea, a way through which you have taken the contents and it is helpful for further discussions or maybe for further uses. Referencing provides the clarity of your work. Now it is helpful in maintaining and managing the thoughts between the various scholars. What exactly the other scholars have thought upon, what they think, and what you think upon. So it provides a challenge, a chain or a balance between them. Referencing even provides the accuracy to your work. If any person challenges your work, so with the help of referencing, you can provide that this data has been compiled with the other sources who have published earlier, and according to that, we can prove our justification to our own work. And at the fourth point, it provides the brevity about it. So moving to the next slide. What are the elements of referencing? What are the basic sources must be considered when we talk about the referencing? And this we are going to discuss in detail. Number one, that is the author. How to write the author's name. Then second element, that is the date. Again, the way to mention the date. Third is the title, and the fourth one is the source or sources. According to me, referencing is a more challenging task as compared to any other part of your research paper. Because when you are moving with a referencing, including citation, there is an importance of even abbreviations. There is the importance of single comma, dot, everything is having their own importance and must be taken care upon. But it is necessarily required in order to maintain your work as per the international standards. So, little brief description about the author. Author includes the person responsible for work. It includes the name of the author, or maybe there may be the group of authors. So, referencing provides the name of the author. Again, there is a specified way to include the name of like them. Second, it includes the date of publication of the articles. There are again defined formats through which you can define the date. Date includes the months and the year of publication. So there are again specified date, a format defined for it. Third is the title of work. It includes the format of the title and how to include the bracketed references in it. Just like if you have gone through few papers earlier, in order to save space, it might happen just while you are in the citing citing the work, you may find some numbers like this in sequential order. In bracket 1, again 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this can be one of the way. And at the end, when you are quoting the references, again there will be one, and after that the publisher's detail is been provided. So this can be the one of the way, not necessarily that all style follows this process. But this is one of the element. And the fourth one, that is the source of information. That is where the work has been retrieved. It includes the format of the source and the way to include the database information. It provides the sources to be mentioned in the very specific format. So whatever source you refer, you need to go inside of it. Keep updating yourself because the updations always keeps on coming. Don't go with the older sources. Maybe like 2 years, 3 years, in every 2-3 years, those referencing sources are also been updated. So please follow them. So how to find the source of information? Nothing new to all of us. We all are been academicians, but just take an example that this is the reference entry. The name of the authors are here, year of publication, the title of the page, and date of insertion is been provided. So this is how the person, what they have done, they have searched through an engine. They got the title of the work. Here the name of the authors are defined, who is responsible for this work. That means who have developed this paper. The source of information, where can I retract this work? This is a DOI if or any other reference or material available to us and the date when that work has been published. And the image is from the apa.org. Now, so what are the popular sources of referencing? The first and the foremost source that whenever, once you have decided the journal where you want to get your paper published, they have their own guidelines. Just go through that guidelines strictly. There may be few sample papers available. Download those papers, go through them because they define the size, how to define the title, abstract, keywords, and all body language, headings, everything has been defined in the manuscript guidelines. So it's better go through that. In case if it is not provided, maybe some of the journal they may not be specifying the referencing style. So these are the some of the very common style used throughout the world, just like Chicago manual styles, the MLA, American Psychological Association, that is the APA style, and the Harvard referencing style. These are the four very popular ones. There are few more styles available, and I will just show you in the later slide. So just moving further, a question may come to your mind that what is basic difference between the citation and referencing? Citation is nothing. It is the reference of the author which has been published as the content in text of your material. That means when you are drafting your paper and you provide the source, means author's name, in that part, in that body is known as the citation. It includes the author's name, in some cases the year of publication. But when we provide the complete detail about that work, that becomes the part of referencing. So just going through the definition, I hope it is clear. If not, so you may ask, I may repeat. So citation includes the name of the author in the specific manner and the publication date or page number as required. Whereas referencing is the list of sources which has been mentioned at the end of your paper. It includes the detailed information like the name of the authors, the year of publication, the title of the paper in the specific format, again, the source from information, maybe general books, magazine, websites, links, etc. And that becomes the part of referencing. Coming back to my same point, that is it necessary to cite and reference each and every source? Yes, it is necessary. It may be possible that once we are talking about referencing and you have referred some 8-10 papers which is containing the same content, should we refer them? Answer to it, yes, it should be referred. It should be in the as a part of referencing. So spare time for it. Go through in depth and define those referencing thoroughly in proper format. Now, I am first considering few examples related to citations. I have just defined there are the various sources of information can be collected. You can go through the guidelines of the various styles, just like you can go with Harvard, APA, MLA, and you can get the insights about it. The most common is the APA, American Psychological Association, have they prescribed. Presently, the 7th guidelines have been provided by them. So this is somewhat related to it. Now, again, I told that citation is the insight content about the author to be defined. There may be a single author, there may be number of authors. How to show it? So this is one of the example. In case of a single author, you can always start with the surname of the author and not with the first name. All styles follow the same content. Surname of the author, in bracket, the year of publication of his or her work, and then it will be followed by the content. Again, you need to memorize that do not cut copy the content. It should be rephrased in your own words. Otherwise, it will be the part of plagiarism. So that you need to take care upon. If it is redrafted, even you can go through some of the free plagiarism websites and check it out that your work has been originally drafted or not. So if you want to quote the reference, it can be in the starting of the sentence, or it can be at the end of the sentence. So once you end with the sentence with referencing, so it will come in bracket like name of the surname of the author, comma, and after that the year of publication, bracket close, and it is you are finishing off with full stop. So this is the way in case of single author. If you want to quote the page numbers, there are two ways. You can use the word P and PP. P stands for a single page and PP stands for the multiple pages. Just go through the format once again. First author, in the bracket year of publication, comma, followed by PP because there are more than one page. So it is 26, 27, bracket close and go with a sentence. Or you can end with the sentence by again the same thing, that is surname, comma, year of publication and the page numbers. In case there is single page number, use the word P. So this is for single author as per APA style, and we are talking about the citation. Next. In case of two authors, how to cite them? Rest of the things remains the same. Only the surname of the first author and the second author. Don't use the abbreviation over here and correctly mention the word and. Avoid using abbreviations followed by the sentence, and if you want to finish it off, rest of the things remains the same, again the same, comma, and the year of publication. If you want to add the page number, same process need to be followed. I hope it is clear. Otherwise, you can even ask at the end of the session. Next, in case of multiple authors, space is a constraint for a research paper, and particularly when you go with the print media. So for that, specifically, these citation styles have been developed earlier. But anyhow, even for electronic media in general also, we follow the same style. So if you are having more than two authors, so then you follow with the case like surname of the first author followed by ETAL and dot with comma. Now what is ETL stands for? So it is a Latin phrase. Et means alia and means others. That means the surname of the first author or the first author and others. This is the specific style you need to follow for ETL. Lots of literature is available on the website. You can please go through it. Followed by comma and the year of publication. Rest of the things remains the same. Again, same example. Again, here also same example, and here is the same example. So for multiple authors, you are going to use the word ETAL. Next thing comes upon, and that is one in text citation. Initially, I talked that some of the work, they talk upon the same topic. It is not necessarily required to write the separate paragraphs for it. Specifically, when you are writing the introduction, in those cases, you can have the consolidate those meanings, and you can refer those authors all together. In case of literature review, it all depends. You can have the separate paragraphs for each and every author. You can define them, or otherwise it can also be consolidated over there. So that is to be known as one in text citation. Just consider this example. This is without page number. Now the authors, they are talking about a specific work, and that is the literature on underpricing in the initial public offers. So these are the authors who are talking about the same thing. But rememberize them that they should be engaged in the year-wise chronological order. Not in terms of alphabetical chronological, but should be year-wise chronological order. So about the 1975, 1987, 89, 88, 89, two papers they are published, 89, 89, and so on. So they all are talking about the same thing. So this is known as a one-in-text citation. Second, if you want to add the page number, so that can be followed in the same manner, just for a single page. It is P.10. Again, number of pages. Here, not so interested, so not page number is not mentioned. Again, it is mentioned in the later authors. So these are one-in-text citation. I hope it is been clear. Any doubt? Anyone?
No, sir.
Yes,
It's clear, sir.
Thank you.
Clear, sir.
Nowadays, we are largely dependent upon the various softwares available too. There are many free softwares available. I have quoted few of them, like Mendeley is very, very common and very popular software. There is one Bibliography.com, Grammarly.com, then EasyBabe, and many of them. Scriber.com is also very common software. But rememberize it that there is no assurance about the security of your data. These are the free software providing agencies. So they may record your data, they may sell it out, I don't know. So take care. If it is very confidential based data, don't use free softwares. Else you try to go through your university. They are having their own license versions and try to use those softwares. So they will at least provide the secrecy to your data. But in general, you can access them and they will generate the citation for you. They requires all the details from your site. Just like name of the author, year of publication, title of the paper, page numbers, all this information to be manually punched or fed, and then they will generate the citation for you. Even for web resources, if it is available, so simply copy and paste the link to it, and they will create the citation for you. MS Word provide this facility. There are standard softwares I will show you later, and you can even access them for generating the citations or for the referencing. If you wish, you can take the screenshot. Okay. Still, before proceeding to the referencing, let us have some more description related to citation and footnote. Many of the time, you have seen in your work that at the end of the page, the few points have been mentioned by some of the authors, or maybe some description provided. And that description is to be considered as a footnote. So what are the elementary difference between them? Citation is generally included in text, whereas footnotes are given at the bottom of the page. Usually you have seen that it has been asked to avoid footnotes in your thesis work, in your dissertation work. But if you want to quote some referencing to that work, which is not so necessarily to be included in the form of a citation, that can be considered as a footnote. So few differentiations. Citation we have already discussed, that it is providing a reference to the authors, where footnotes is a piece of information which has been published at the end of the page, bottom of the page, sorry. Citations are in the bibliographical order. Footnotes are also in the bibliographical order, or maybe in the form of a chronological order. Citation is a required element for all style of guiding principles. Whereas you can see that footnote is not allowed in APA style, whereas it has been approved and permitted in case terms of MLA and Harvard style of publication. Citation has been in text. I've shown you the name. Along with that, the description has been mentioned. So that is the citation where footnote has been found at the bottom of the page. So you can have one example So they are talking about some topic, and that is the Companies Act 1956. Here you can see the footnotes about it. Like point number 1, not mentioning over here. Point number 2, where specified in the concurrent list and the detail that where it has been published. So it has been published in the form of footnote, that is 26 report to the Law Commission of India. In the similar manner, they are talking about all the various sections or subsections in the form of footnote. So they are not very important, and they are additional source of information. As per my suggestion, you should avoid mentioning the footnote while developing the research paper and even in terms of the your dissertation work. But if it is your working paper, you can include. If you go through few foreign studies, they are extensively using the footnote. But it all depends upon your own choice. As such, there is no much restriction upon it. After getting clear related with the footnote and citation, the next question comes to us, and that is the referencing. So what is referencing? It is simply the list of references you have cited in your work. That means you are providing the credit to the sources of information from this work has been copied. Then what is bibliography? You might have listened number of times that some says no, it should be bibliography, and few says no, it should be the referencing. A very thin line of difference between them. When you have gone through a specific paper, and from that paper you are citing that work in your work, that becomes a difference. You have read one of my paper, and from that you are quoting some contents in your research paper. That becomes the reference. Means you have read that paper. Other than that, there were few citation in my work. There may be 5, 7, 8 citations in my work, and you have copied those citations in your work. Rather than going through those papers, you are providing a reference at the end of your work, becomes the bibliography. In very short, once you have gone through the paper in depth and citing becomes the reference, you have not gone through the work of others in the depth, that becomes the bibliography. So it's again all upon the choice of the author or even the guide, which pattern you need to follow. Some may prefer to use the word bibliography, and some may prefer to use the referencing. But as per the APA style, they do not use the word bibliography. They use the word referencing for both of it, while other references, they use this bibliography also. So these are some elementary differences between the references and bibliography. I've already talked about the meaning. Referencing is always based upon the primary source of information, and bibliography is based upon both primary and secondary sources. I'm talking about the GDP of a country. I have gone through the data provided by the Government of India, Ministry of Finance. So for me, it may be a primary source, but including it, few more data has been submitted and provided by some another experts. But I have not referred those references. So then it becomes the part as a bibliography. So it both includes the primary and secondary sources of information. Referencing as per APA style is always arranged in the alphabetical and numerical manner. It may be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or maybe in the alphabetical manner, irrespective the year of publication. A will come first, B will come afterwards, A will come first, B will come afterwards, and so on. Where bibliography are normally arranged in the numerical manner only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Referencing includes in-text citations that we have discussed, and bibliography includes the in-text citations and other sources used in it. References can be used to support an argument. You are challenging to some hypothesis. So to challenge that hypothesis, you can directly quote the other work in the form of references. But bibliography cannot be used to support, because actually you have not gone through those papers and you doesn't know what, in which sense they have developed that paper. So again, commonly they are used for thesis, dissertation, and journal papers and research work. Bibliography can be used. So don't get confused. They both are interchangeably being used. And as per the submission guidelines, you can use the word. Otherwise, I suggest it's better to use the word reference to avoid any confusion. So a little bit more descriptive regarding the referencing styles. Now, when we talk about the APA, American Psychological Association style, is very popularly used in psychology, education, and other social sciences. They are been used to the large extent, just like in terms of commerce, management, general sciences, general sciences, but social sciences, they are very commonly used. Second is the Chicago referencing styles. They are used in all subjects and formats, including writing books, newspapers, non-scholarly publications, and material that are even not intended for publication. In those cases, you can use the citation style in the form of Chicago referencing. Please promote your scholars and even the students who are developing a project work, or even they are writing some article for their classroom assignments. Motivate them to provide the credit to the sources from they have included, because this stage only they can learn and they can understand this meaning. Otherwise, it becomes under the part of the copyright if it has been published in the future period, and there may be objection raised in such cases. Third is the Harvard referencing style. They are generally used across with many subject disciplines, and you can just refer the Harvard style also for the in-depth analysis. Again, very, very commonly used in terms of social sciences. MLA is used in terms of arts and humanities to the maximum extent. Just like in terms of English language, literature, folklore, and linguistic courses. Particularly when we are talking about the linguistics, developing arts, in that case, MLA is very, very popular. One more and not very popular so upon, in particularly India, but is common in European and American subcontinent and continent, and that is the Vancouver referencing style. So this can also be used. It is commonly used in terms of medicines, and even the other being the part of the Harvard style. So these are the few common styles I have included. As such, there are many more styles, you can go through them. I have named few more. Like Associated Press style, AP. It is used by journalists and other news and media writers. So once you are developing some content for newspaper or even for some journals or journal articles, then you can follow this style too. Chicago style used in humanities. Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineer style, IEEE. They follow, particularly for engineering and computer sciences, they follow their own format. Then American Medical Association, not MLA, it is AMA, used in nursing and other medical fields. Association for Computing Machineries, used in computing and information technology fields. Again, American Society of Mechanical Engineering, and they used in the medical engineering. So these are the some of the other styles which can also be referred as per your journal. Now, once we got understood that which style we need to follow, basically you need to go with the author's guideline prescribed by the specified journal and start writing in that way only. Otherwise, you need to rearrange all of them, and it is a very time consuming process. There are softwares, but may not be that way. They are very fruitful and they may not provide you the correct output, what exactly you are looking for. Again, there may be a problem that the software is using the earlier version, older version. So you may not get the outcome, particularly when you are looking with your foreign, developing a paper for some foreign journals. They are very keen all about all of these things. Now, what are the things we need to take care and use of abbreviations and acronyms? Be specific. You need to learn where you should put a comma, full stop, inverted comma, anything else. You should need to learn again and again. I am repeating, because otherwise they may reject the paper and send you back for the necessary corrections. Style guidelines are also been published for books, periodical, reference, and other type of composition. So separate guidelines are available for different things. Again, some common guidelines we talk about, that how to mention the address. So it has been suggested for numbered addresses, always use figures. Just like if a street name is been numbered, spell out first through 9. Means I am saying from 1 to 9, you should spell it out. Okay, first in this word way, second SECOND second, third THIRD third, up to 9. That is 9th. And after 9th, use figures like 10th Downing Street, 11th, something like that. So this is how they are defining. You please go through it. South 9th Street, 102, South 10th Street, 605, and so upon. Then how to define ages? For ages, always use figures. Ages is used as an adjective or a substitute for a noun, then it should be hyphenated. 21st, like that. Don't use apostrophe, while describing an age range. So you can have an example, a 25-year-old student. The student is 21 years old. The girl, 8, has a brother. 11, the contest is for 18 years old. He is in his 20s. So these are the styles they have defined. Spare some time to learn more upon it, because time is constraint for us. Like what we have seen in citation, now once again we are going to learn how to reference them. Those citations will be referred in a form of a description. So same example, single author, and now presently I am talking about the paper published in a journal. So always remember, I'm talking APA, I'm considering APA particularly. Surname first, followed by comma, followed by middle surname, and then there should be a middle name. Okay, is it okay? Surname, I'm repeating, surname, then your first name, and then middle name. Just like I'm Deepak Kumar Agrawal, so Agrawal, D and K. In bracket, that is the year of publication, followed by a full stop. There will be no inverted comma as per APA, but there will be inverted comma as per the Harvard and MLA. A simple sentence. Again, first character will be capital in this sentence and rest will be in the sentence case. Earlier, version 3 and 4 of APA, this all words are to be capitalized, but now they have removed from 5th onwards. So you see there is a sentence case ending up with a full stop. So what is this? This is the title of the paper. Again, after that, you need to specify the journal. And journal is in the italic format. Please see, this is the format for a journal. Followed by a comma. Now, two more things we included, that this is the volume and this is the edition. Maybe first edition, second edition, like that. Again, in terms of MLA, they are using the volume and edition specifically. Just like VOL.24 and edition में ED.2. But APA simply talks upon 24 in bracket 2 followed by a comma and then page numbers. Once again, do not use P and PP in terms of APA, but while you are using the MLA, then you need to use P or PP, dot and then page numbers. So this is for single author. Next is for book reference. Same, but the name of the book in italic will come first, followed by the publisher. It is necessary to mention the place of publication. Just like New York, Delhi, Mumbai, London, maybe anywhere. Edition, second, 2 followed by ND and ED dot comma and page numbers which you have referred. So this is for book reference. You see, there is some little bit differentiation. Here they are mentioning the title and here they are simply mentioning the title of the book. In terms of electronic documents, there are many useful materials available. This is the sentence and it will be mentioned in specific format. Like Munro, 99 para 12, उन्होंने कैसे समझाया? तो like Munro, comma C, that is the first name, in bracket year of publication, full stop, same. Passing brief, maybe the title, and scenery is the name of the journal or the source of article from where it has been taken care upon. Again, volume and edition. After that, there is a full stop, and here it is an electronic document, so we need to copy paste the link. So once you have a Google page, you can find from the STT page, copy it and paste over here. Second thing, simply pasting the link itself is not sufficient because web pages can be modified frequently. Whatever you have seen on this page may not be there in the future period. So for that, it is equally required that you should provide the date of accession. So there are two ways. Either you can use the word retrieved on or accessed on this particular date. Might be that this date of accession, if I go through this link, I may not get this reference. Why? Because it was been published on this date, but later it has been modified or that page has been deleted. So in those cases, we need to provide the reference date, that is the retrieved on or maybe accessed on. Whenever you are copying the tables, graph, data from any of the web resource, please do mention the date of retrieval. In case of some electronic, one more example, like Radio New Zealand is a publication. This is the annual report. They have retrieved from the source and it is a PDF report. Now here, they have not as such very specified on which date it has been retrieved. So for it has been mentioned that if the page is static, means you know that this page will not going to be removed. In those cases, the retrieval date is not required. But my suggestion, whatever the case may be, it's better to provide the date of accession. Then nowadays, it's very popular that you can also use the electronic document, which is commonly known as the DOI, that is Digital Object Identifier. Simply clicking on the DOI, you will be taken to that specific page, straightforward. So DOI, if it is available, it's good. If not, then there is no such issues. But if it is available, then please do mention the DOI. It is very, very helpful and easy access to your work. It all depends upon the journals. Like two of my latest paper published in a Scopus journal, Innovations, but they have not provided the DOI to it. So complete list is to be provided, volume and all these things. Moving further, again, for two authors, same thing. In case of three authors, again, you need to mention the name of the all three authors along with their surname, first name and middle name. Surname, first name, middle name. This is what my example I have quoted. Again, you can use the word and. Fine. This is the way it can be used over here. Surname. In case of three authors, all three authors' details are being provided and rest of the content remains the same. How many authors can be provided, listed with full details? So up to 7 authors, you can provide the complete details upon it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But in case, if there are more than 7 authors, then what to do? So you will provide the list for first 6 authors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then put a ... and finally specify the name of the last author. It may be 8, 10, 15, whatever may be. So the remaining author's description may be eliminated in case of more than 7 authors, which has been followed by the date and other information specifically. Again, a question comes that we are developing a paper. How many authors we should have? As such, there is no restriction. But if we talk about the API and other scores, so don't have too many authors until and unless it is very, very important. To the maximum 3 authors is considerable. I once again say there should be no objection. You can have as many authors you have or you need. To extent 3 is more than sufficient. It's better to develop another paper with more remaining other authors. Because your score, 1 minute please, your score will be affected. As per the API guidelines, you please go through the UGC guidelines last page. So you will learn that how your score will be affected. That is impact factor. I have not included in my presentation today, but impact factor and the single authors, 2 authors, more than 2 authors scores are being defined very clearly over there. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, you mentioned earlier, as we know that we use the word et al. When we have more than 2 authors or 3 authors.
Yes, sir.
So, and here we have these dots when we have more than 7 authors.
Yes, sir.
So which option should we exercise? Et al. Or this one?
Et al. I have used it for, you are need to use it for only for citation purpose, not over here.
Okay.
You see, just like if you are mentioning this many authors and many of the citations will be like that, lot of space will be consumed.
Yes, sir. I understood it. I understood it now.
So that's why they have deferred in such a manner.
Fine, sir. I understood it now, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. I'm moving to the next slide. So I hope that you are very clear with referencing related to the journals. Now let us move from what others to the next part. That is the book and ebook references. First one, that is whole authored book, and second one is whole edited book. In case of whole authored book, provide the author, authors maybe, year of publication, title, and the publisher of the book. Use the same format for both print books and the e-books. In case of DOI is available, please also include in it. So just going through an example, these are 1, 2 and 3 authors who have wrote some book. This is the year of publication. This is the title of the book. Again, see, this is in the sentence format, sentence case, just like what you were doing in terms of general referencing. Then the journal, the name of the book publisher, a book that is the American Psychological Association, and this is the date of insertion. So suppose I click over here. Can you see the web page or not? I click that. Can you see the web page? The link I have opened?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Okay. Just hold up for a minute. Let me reshare. Just a moment. Stop sharing. And I am representing. So what I did over there, I clicked that DOI, date of insertion, and it directly took me to this page. I hope that this page is viewable now, web page.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So just click, and this is the benefit of DOI. So you can directly access this page. This is what I would like to show you. I'm moving back to my original PPT presentation. Is it available? My PPT is shown on the screen. Okay, let me continue. So this is the benefit of DOI. Secondly, if you have submitted the paper, to check the authenticity of the source or reference, the editors can directly go through this link and they can check it out that it was actually been published or not. Second, when we are talking upon the whole edited book or a particular portion of the book you have edited, just like there is one book has been written and you have edited only one of the chapter or maybe one of the paragraph, so in those cases, it should be maintained in the same manner. You just go through it. Use the abbreviation ED. ED means edited book. For one editor and with the abbreviation that EDS, more than one, for multiple editors. After the editor names, followed by a period. So single author, single word, ED, more than one authors who have edited the book, chapter edition, there will be more authors, then EDS, dot, bracket close, dot, in bracket, year of publication, bracket close, dot. Then then it has been followed by a period in case of multi, then the name of the title of the book and the publisher's details. That is the academic press, maybe the location, the city name of the country name should be provided. So in case of edited book, it should be mentioned in this manner. See, this is the source of information, apastyle.apa.org. You can go through that and you can have the resource from it. Next comes upon, that is how to mention the dates. So there are the different modes. Only if you want to mention the year, it is simply just like in bracket 2023. If you mention only the year and month, it will be the year followed by a comma, the month and bracket close. It is in capitalized. First letter has been capitalized. If you want to mention the year, month and day, then exact date must be mentioned. Again, in bracket, year, comma, month, followed by the date and bracket close. Even if you need to mention the season, so that can be also mentioned as per the APA defined style, that is year, comma, summer, bracket close. So this can be used for mentioning the period or the dates. This is what we are talking about. That is mentioning volumes and the page number. So let us focus straightforward that after the general title, which is in italic, there should be a volume number and issue number. Again, I am repeating my words that volume number and issue number is been specified in this format as per MLA, but APA does not use exactly these words. Rather than this, it only includes the numbers, comma, and then page number, full stop. It is bit followed by DOI if available. So just consider one example. This is the author. Sorry, I just forgot to write as the first name over here. The title of the work without inverted comma. Here is also full stop. Here is also full stop. Then the title of the journal, capitalized. You need to follow the grammatical style in case of noun, verb, adjective accordingly, followed by the comma. This is the volume number, that is 114. This is the issue or edition number, that is 6, followed by a comma, and then page numbers, followed by just like page numbers, full stop. In case DOI is there, it will be mentioned over here. So I've defined, I've clarified that 114 is the volume number, 6 is the issue number, and these are the page numbers. In case of
one small question, sir.
One second, 1 minute. Let me finish off with this slide, and again you can ask me. In case of MLA style, if there is a single page, you need to write small p, that is p small with dot and page number. In case of multiple pages, PP dot and this 5 to 7. Yes, sir.
Sir, many a times we are not able to access the articles in the journal.
Yes, sir.
Particularly if they are of very esteemed publications. And as a way to access these research papers, often researchers use SkyHub, and through SkyHub they are able to obtain the full text of the journal.
Yes, sir.
So in that way, if any person obtains the full text of the journal using SkyHub, is it proper to quote that in your research papers? If you I think because it is a bit unethical,
Yes.
to my understanding.
The same what I was speaking upon. It is unethical practice for it, and it is not been permitted
Yes, sir.
by any of the journals. And once it has been proved that it has been taken up from unauthorized sources, your paper may be rejected and returned back. Some of the times we are liberal enough in our country, so these are the things not taken care. But once you are moving within some reputed journals globally, they do not consider all of these things. So what you can say, you can at least provide the resource like it can be considered in the form of a bibliography. What you do, like that author might be referred by a few other journals, by a few other articles.
Yes, sir.
So you can submit it in the form of a bibliography. That
And
the multiple citations I have shown you. So that
Yes,
can
sir.
be included here, and you can mention referred at, referred through that page number of this particular author. It can even come in the form of a footnote. That is allowable. That is permissible.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir.
So
Thank
that's
you,
all
sir.
becomes the publication ethics.
Yes, sir. That's in fact it is a concern.
Yes, sir. Aja, one more thing, sir. If you,
Yes.
the best thing is like you send a request mail to that author that may we use your paper as for publication in a research paper. And let me assure you that more than 95% of the time the author is not going to permit you to use his or her paper in the form of references to your work. They will straightforward say no,
Okay.
pay the fees for it, and then only you can publish and you can use it.
Yes, sir.
Another mode for it, that you can refer some e-resources, e-journals that university library or some another library who are having the access to the good publications, like you can make a visit IIMs, IITs, or the big other universities. They are maintaining their own database, so you can access that.
Fine,
And
sir.
here you can download and you can refer it. No problem.
Fine, sir. That will be better.
Well,
Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Moving to the next slide. How to mention the title of the work. So it refers to the work which has been cited, not title of your research paper. I'm talking about the title of whose work you are taking care upon. Number one, then the works that stand alone, single author. It includes like whole books, complete book, reports, grey literature, dissertations, thesis, informally published work, data set, video films, album, podcast, social media, where works or websites, and work that are the part of the greater whole. They have classified basically into two parts. One, title is the standalone for the complete work, and second, the API defined as a part of a greater whole. Means sub portion you have considered it, like periodical articles, edited book chapters, TV and podcast episodes and songs. In two ways they have defined. So first one, in case of works that stand alone, that means first part, you need to italize the title and capitalize it using sentence case. So just go through it. Author description remains the same. Year of publication remains the same. Now italize the title. This is the title. Okay, it has been italicized, and then capitalize the sentence case about it. So this is the sentence case which has been capitalized here, and the source of publication, that is the American Psychological Association. So the one complete work you are referring, this can be used. And if you are using some part of the work, in that case, again, a part of greater volume whole, capitalize the title using the sentence case, that remains the same. Do not italize the title or use quotation marks around it. So you see the difference, that here, this is the title of the paper, of the content, and this is the source of information. A Royal Spark, Vanity Fair, and this is the description about it. So there is a minute differentiation between it. Here you need to italize it, and here you need not to. Next. Some small briefing about some of the things. The source indicates the readers can retrieve the cited work. Journal articles, here you can have the way, just like this is the journal article we have already discussed, how to mention it. Journal article with the article number. So you can provide the link in the form of URL, either DOI or the URL. URL should be directly copied and pasted over here. And my suggestion, you please mention the date of accession to that URL. Again, in the form of whole edited book or the authored book, you can straightforward mention the date of insertion or the URL. This is the general name is Springer, and this is the date of insertion. Then edited book chapter, rest of the thing remains the same, and to be followed by DOI or the URL, just what we have just seen in the previous slide. Website or web page where authors are different from the site name. So website name and the URL. This is the website, and this is the URL for it. Again, you should mention the date of accession and website or a web page where authors are the same as the site name. Means their website remains the same along with the author's name. So you can simply copy and paste the URL. Sorry. So again, copy it from the app style. You need to spare time to learn all about these things. Next. Presently, we are in the world of media, social media. lot many contents are accessible and available to the various media. It may be like Facebook, maybe Twitter, it may be Instagram, and maybe your WhatsApp. So for that also they have defined the way how to copy the content and refer them. So specifically when you're talking about the Facebook post, here we have quoted one example. Just go through it. News from Science, year of publication and date. This is the topic. Are you a fan of astronomy? And then in case if there is any image, this in bracket image attached. So the same can be used for citing and the same can be used for referencing. In case of referencing, you will simply mention in bracket, that is the image attached and status updated on. So this is the way to mention the Facebook post. Along with that, this is the link you need to share. If I click over it, you will go directly. So again, I'm moving back. Ma'am, please request to the moderator, please request her to put her mic off. So I'm again moving to the link. I'm moving out from this page.
Vacation and route marches అందుకని half an hour ఎక్కువ అయిపోతుంది. అదే 6:15 కల్లా 5:10 5:05 కి కాలేజ్ దగ్గర ఎక్కితే ట్రాఫిక్ లేకపోతే 6:15 కల్లా
Ma'am, your audio is open.
ఇంకా half an hour లేట్ అవుతుంది. హైదర్షా కోట, కాళీ మందిర్ అవన్నీ రిపీట్ చేస్తుంది. బస్సే వేస్తారు ఆ రూట్ లో.
So can you see this page? Please respond.
లేదు ఇప్పుడు ఈ వెకేషన్ టైం కదా, స్టాఫ్ అందరు రావట్లేదు.
Okay, fine. So just what I did, I clicked that URL and it directly took me to this page. Now just you see, as I have mentioned a detail about it. That is, are you a fan of astronomy? Enjoy reading about what scientists have discovered in our solar system. And if we go
Kumari,
to
J. Kumari
URL,
madam is not muted her.
yeah.
Oh my.
I don't know.
Vijay
Where is
Kumari,
the
madam.
moderator, madam,
Madam, it
please.
is disturbing.
Anyone from RFI? So you can see, this is the title they have contained in the form of a information, title of the content of the Facebook, which has been pasted over there. Followed by news from science. This is the description they are showing upon. I'm again moving back to the original presentation.
ఏడవట్లేదు అంటే 1 hour కదా.
Vijay Kumari madam.
So once again back to it. So this is how the Facebook post are being linked and you can access it. A brief discussion about it. Use the name associated with the account as the name of the reference. So this was from the News of Science, and I think it is science, some site out there. Provide science, discovery of science, something like that. Provide a specific date of post. So this is the date of post. Provide the first 20 words of the post as the title. So this should be limited up to 20. Count a URL or other link as hashtag or an emoji as one word. They have even defined it. That URL will be considered as a single word, emoji will be considered as one word, and include them in reference if they fall within the first 20 words. Otherwise, remove it or don't include it, and do not italize emojis. If a post includes images, videos, thumbnails, links to outside sources or content from another post, like indicate them in the square bracket. What I have already discussed, that there was an image mentioned in that page, so that link should be mentioned over here. Describe the post type. Example, that is the status updated or the video in square brackets after any of the description of the attached content. And credit Facebook at the same site as the source element and then provide the URL of the post. So what they have did, just they have image attached over here, status updated, then they have given the credit to the Facebook along with the URL from where the resource are been cited or been referred. So this is how you need to refer with a Facebook. Next one, another social media. I think that most of us have never used such type of things in your referencing style. But nowadays, this is a very popular one, so that should be taken care. Next social media, that is the Instagram, basically used for the photos and videos. There is a specific style. Again, the name associated as a reference, that is the Philip India or Museum of Art. In box bracket @Philip Museum dot in bracket year of publication full stop inverted comma about the topic they have mentioned with which 20 words limit, photograph or the link followed by the source Instagram and that web link. So to a certain extent, the way to mention in Facebook and Instagram remains the same. The name associated with the account is name reference as a reference. The specific date and post, 20 words with same thing. Then it includes the image, videos, all etc. Describe the post type, status updated on which date, videos updated, and credit the Instagram for it. And the similar format is also used for Twitter and TikTok. These are the social media referencing. Next, that is for TV and radio broadcast. This is the structure. Writer last name, first initial, middle name. There may be n number of writers. Then director. After that, at the end, the director should be mentioned. Full stop. Year of publication may be followed by the date. Then title of the episode, season number, episode number, season, episode number, TV or radio series episode, if it is, please mention it. Then in first initial, producer last name, executive producers, TV or radio series name with a studio. So you can see this is the writer. Here is the director, Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, Modi ji. Then full stop, year of publication 2023, chapter 18, this may be chapter 1, season 2, season 1, then episode number 3500, something like that. TV series episode, Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma, this is the name. Then executive producer name, followed by a comma, and the publisher's detail, that is the TV or radio studio, maybe whatever the studio it is that, and where it is been published at. Just like maybe Sub TV, maybe Netflix, maybe Amazon, maybe any of it. In terms of movies, little bit changes. Most of the things remains the same. Producer last name, first initial, middle name, producer, director's last name, first name, middle initial. Director remains the same. The year of release, then title of the film, movie, and followed by the studio, who is the publishing authority for it. This is an option to be automatically cite films found online in film and database where using the citation machine, APA citation builder can also be considered. So this is one of the source through which you can get this information. Citation machine, they will help you out in determining such type of references. Next element is Instagram profile. How to mention the Instagram profile? Suppose if you are a follower to some of the celebrity, so how to profile it that? So here the example is the name of the person, surname and name, @ then the Instagram profile page name, that ND we will discuss, post, Instagram profile, Instagram retrieve date, and the link. So use the name of the profile page you want to cite in the title element of the references. This will be used here. Example, they have classified into 3 broad categories. It may be the post, it may be the IGTV, or it may be tagged. So out of these 3, any one will come over here. Includes the description, Instagram profile in square brackets, provide a retrieval date where you have accessed it along with the time, and then provide the URL to its page. So I hope it is also clear.
Yes, sir.
And this is for songs and musical recordings and all of these things. In short, we are finishing it fast. That is last name, the songwriter name, then first initial, middle initial of the songwriter, the year of the creation, then song title, then song recorded by which house, like that. Then last name of the performance name and or the name of the band over here, name of the file, audio file, to be followed by the URL. Just like Spotify, it has been taken care of. So this is for musical recordings. Referring a website or a web page. Again, it can be regularly used in your work. So I am only quoting over here for a single author. Again, it may be followed with multiple authors. Like this is the author's page. Page of an author who has been created by himself or herself. So this is the author's page. This is the surname, name, year. This is the date of accession. This is the title of the topic. That is, what is the difference between Squatch and Bigfoot? Question mark. Then the web page name. This is the name of the web page and followed by a link. So this link which you can see on the screen, that is simply copied and pasted over here. Here, rememberize it. The retrieval date is not necessarily required. Next. But when you access it and you assume that this information may be updated with time, so in that case, you need to mention the retrieval date. I have quoted one example I have taken from a website, that is the census.gov. It is providing the population clock. So again, this is what, when I have taken care, and once if we go through right now, it will show somewhat different population, the US population, world population. So see, in every second, this population has been updated. So what has been necessarily over here, you need to mention the retrieval date and the time of reference, because it is updated in every second, or at least the date on which you have accessed this information. So I can claim that on this date, this was the information available to me, but presently it is somewhat different. So this should be taken care for the web page. This is Instagram image source we are taking care. The things remains the same. This was the content. This is the sculpture developed. I will discuss in the next slide. So it includes same whatever I have discussed in my previous slide. So this is about the Instagram and the image sources. So these are the some of the way for referencing your work. Once again, to summarize, do not confuse with the term references and the bibliography. More or less, it remains the same. It all depends upon the perception and the perceiver. If you are happy with bibliography, you can use it. Otherwise, references has been quoted. Rememberize it. If you are referencing as per the APA style, you should always use the word references rather than the bibliography. These are the some of the links I have shared to you. You can take a screenshot. You will get the sufficient information about it. One declaration and disclaimer may always quoted that the original contents and images are copyrighted to their original authors and the websites. Take the due permission or cite them properly before adopting it. So please be careful whenever you are taking the contents. You should give the credit to the source. This is my email. In case of further queries, you can send your mail to me. I will try to answer it out. So this is all from my side. The session is open. Answer. Thank you so much. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Does anyone have any questions? Please ask. Deepa Lakshmi ma'am, please ask your question.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I'm going to submit my dissertation.
Yes.
In that, they are mentioned that the body of the thesis I am going to be mentioned as numbered as 1 or 2.
Yes.
Like that they are telling.
Yes.
What
ma'am.
type of reference is that, sir?
Ultimately, what we have seen at the time of citations, what I have quoted. Let me go to that particular slide. I mentioned in my citation. It all depends upon your work. The APA exactly does not follow this pattern of citing it, but in terms of MLA, Harvard, they use this way of referencing and the way of citing it. So that can be considerable over there.
Okay.
So which style you are using, you please let me know.
So they did mention for the citation of literature, they ask us to use any APA or MLA or a Harvard referencing, whatever it is, we can use it. But in the body of the thesis, we have to be mention it in the number.
Okay. My suggestion, or anyhow, it should.
As a scholar, it is new to me. I couldn't know that.
No problem, ma'am. You can follow any of it. My request that you please ask them that which referencing style I must follow. Definitely, it is a part of MLA and Harvard. They might be looking for it. If not so, you can request that if you are following the APA style. So in that case, rather than numbering it, you better follow the citation pattern, that is the surname followed by the year of publication.
Okay.
It all depends upon the university which accept it and the guide how they want it from you. Because arguing will create a problem.
Yeah, I understood, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. And really a wonderful session, and it clears all of my doubts while I'm going to be prepare reference or work cited, whatever it is, sir. Thank you, sir.
This whole content is available on the YouTube also, so you can anytime use it, and you go and go through the YouTube, so you can use it. Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it's been a very informative session for all of us, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir, if not ask, yeah, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, if not asking for very much more, can you, sir, demonstrate just once how do we generate the references using bibliography.com or mendeley.com, if it is possible right
now? I can just show you for this word. Actually, Mendeley earlier I was having that software. You need to download that software first. But it is a good source of referencing. Mendeley is very, very popular term. And actually, due to some technical
I did try to use it, sir, but I couldn't make much of it.
Okay. So we can fix some time and I can demonstrate to you anytime tomorrow if you are having it. So I will just show it. Well, let me first download that software. But one more thing, I can share it out. Just allow me to move out from this page once again. In the Word also, this facility is available. So you can use the MS Word facility for citing.
Yes, sir.
Just let me. I tried with Mendeley and it was up to a certain extent is suitable, but particularly, sir, I like to do it by myself only.
Using the MS Word, sir. Using the MS Word, sir.
Yes. I'm showing you the this referencing patterns. So sure, two of the things. Can you see the screen? Word file?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
Here it has been mentioned like citation. Some work has been mentioned. Insert citation. Add new source. and you can cite it from here. Now you need to provide the complete detail, type of source, then author's description, title, general name, year, pages. But once it has been stored in the form of a data bank of MS Word, it will help you out to develop your bibliography along with it. This is the one of the way. Secondly, what you can do, just like I prefer to just in the initial stage of the work, I keep in the form of a footnote, because later it becomes very difficult to access the original source from where we have collected those information.
Yes, sir.
So it is having in the form of footnote. Later on, you can rearrange to any of the style. Now see, these are the citation facilities available by Word. It depends upon your version. It is 19. Maybe you are using 2020, so more facilities are available. So APA, Chicago, some GB, I have not used Ghost. Then Harvard, IEEE, ISO, MLA.
Yes.
Many of them are available over here. So you can follow that pattern.
Fine,
Okay?
sir.
Now,
Fine.
you see a difference. They are not using the word references, but they are using the word bibliography.
Okay.
Can you see the difference? So that more or less it all depends which pattern and system you need to follow. This is how they are providing the pattern to you. Some example. So you can use this MS Word. Otherwise, mentally I have used it. So okay, no problem. Definitely you can do it.
Fine, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions?
Anyone?
Ma'am, can I ask a small question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, my question is, sir, the entire lecture was very informative. You have also shared how to cite references from the social media. Can you also please share if we take some content from the blogs, then how that content has to be cited?
Blog, I think I miss out from it, na? Yeah, it has been missed out in it. Okay, I will share that particular portion in the group, so you can access it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I am Ramajaya. I am doing second year PhD in crystal growth. I'm having doubt that number of citation, if you are increasing means, can it increase our impact factor of our paper, or number of references is are necessary for that?
Sorry, ma'am, impact factor is not related to that. It is all simply that how many people have referred your paper. Because
Okay,
you are citing, so the person's who you are cited, his impact factor will be improved.
Okay, sir.
Okay. But it will not going to improve your. Once your work has been taken care by someone else, then it is going to improve your impact factor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But as you have already told that number of citation means, suppose if you are including, if we are including citation means we are introducing new concept, isn't it? Because a number of citations where I have looked upon, where I have looked different independent variable, and now if I am relating those two independent variable as a dependent variable, like in science, if I am introducing new formula, it will be it will be an impact for that. So that's why I'm expecting that a number of citation may be the impact, maybe a reason for getting impact factor or not.
See, one more thing I would like to add upon. We're coming back to your answer. Just you
Yes,
are
sir.
creating some new concept. Now to
Yes, sir.
justify the authenticity of this concept, either it may be innovative, so you can go forward with publish your paper and get for the patent. Otherwise, something may be related to this paper has been published by somewhere else.
Yes,
So
sir.
in that case, you need to cite those references, those papers. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Second thing, that when you are with the discussion chapter, so again those
Okay.
references can be used for citing your work.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
It was a very informative session, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
So then we concluded.
Okay, ma'am. We can finish it off.
Yes, sir. I hope that you people found the event valuable and informative. I, Dr.